How's it going? Well, let's start. I want to make this very clear. I do not support either candidate. I do not support John McCain because I feel John McCain is a little too over the hill. He's old school, and he would be a tough bird, but I think he's made some very serious mistakes, and I think he's being ill-advised. I think someone has duped him. I think the poor man doesn't realize that he's screwed, that he has been screwed. I don't support Obama because, to be perfectly honest with you, I know what superstars do. They're flashes in the pan, and generally they're backed by someone else. This morning I heard some news that, and I mean by this morning, early, maybe 3 or in the morning or so before I went to work, about Obama's top backers. Now, the man is obviously a good man. He doesn't show any signs of being evil any more than John McCain shows any signs of being evil, other than being ill-advised as to how to go about campaigning. Neither man is a bad person. They have different perspectives, different views, and different ways of approaching very similar problems. But the information I heard about Obama's funding was very disturbing to me. Let me start. First of all, the top contributors of the Obama campaign, the second number 2 contributor is Goldman Sachs. They have contributed $874,207. Now, some of these groups, i.e. Goldman Sachs and the others I will mention, have also contributed to John McCain, mind you. Only they have contributed maybe 1/3 the amount or less that they have contributed to Obama. I don't believe this is a politically motivated move. For example, Goldman Sachs, according to OpenSecrets.org, Goldman Sachs is one of Wall Street's most prestigious investment banks. Like others in the securities industry, it advises and invests in nearly every industry affected by federal legislation. The firm closely monitors issues including economic policy, trade, and nearly all legislation that governs the financial sector. It has been a major proponent of privatizing Social Security as well as legislation that would essentially deregulate the investment banking securities industry. All right, well, let's stop there because there's more, but I don't want to waste time on that. The next top one that I want to talk about is the number 6 top is J.P. Morgan Chase and Company. They contributed $581,460. Now, off the top, the University of California is the top contributor at $909,283. Where the hell did the U of C get that much money? I mean, they must be charging way too much for tuitions. Anyway, J.P. Morgan Chase is the number 6 contributor, and J.P. Morgan is obviously, J.P. Morgan Chase & Company is one of the nation's leading financial services firms, offering commercial and consumer banking and credit services, securities brokering, and financial consulting. Through its subsidiary Chase Bank, the company is one of the top consumer credit card issuers in the country. The next top one I want to speak about is, right underneath that, number 7, Citigroup, contributing $581,216. Now, of course, most of us know who Citigroup is the world's, not just the nation's, the world's second largest financial services firm with $1 trillion in assets. One of the company's subsidiaries is brokerage firm Salomon Smith Barney, which has been plagued with lawsuits and government investigations into its financing of bankrupt Enron and ailing WorldCom. In 1998, Citigroup's lobbying helped repeal a federal law that prevented banks from getting into other businesses, allowing the company to acquire an insurance firm. Blah, blah, blah. Let us continue. The next one I want to discuss would be down here at the bottom. It is number 12 or so, Morgan Stanley. Morgan Stanley contributed $425,102. Morgan Stanley is one of the world's top investment banks, offering its clients everything from stock portfolio management to credit services. Like others in the security industries, It invests in and advises virtually every industry affected by federal legislation. The company, which splits its contributions evenly between Democrats and Republicans, has been a major proponent of privatizing Social Security. Blah, blah, blah. Now, I ask you, what does that tell me? It tells me that America has been screwed once again. It doesn't matter who is president, whether it's John McCain or whether it's Barack Obama. The fact is all you have to do is follow the money. The corporations have us sewn up. They will continue to screw us as long as we allow this system to continue as it is. Wall Street needs to be burnt to the ground. What was once called the central bank, which is now the Federal Reserve, needs to be destroyed, blown up, gone away, just taken away, tear it down, take the bricks out of the building, make it go away. All of this needs to stop. How we do that, it's kind of a difficult answer to the question. I don't have an answer off the top of my head, but obviously we're a lot of intelligent people out here. We're not just a bunch of idiots. And I would think that we as Americans could find some other solution as to how we can run our country. Maybe we need to go back to the grassroots. Maybe Andrew Jackson was right. It's time to chase the moneylenders out of the temple. There is no room in American politics for money. I'll never forget, and I always go back to it, the great moment in the musical 1776 when Ben Franklin goes off when I believe it was Alexander, or maybe John Hancock or one of the others, starts talking about the economy. And Ben Franklin says, economy, economy, always with the economy. And he says, there's more to life than a dirty purse string man. And the other one responds, yes, but it matters who controls those dirty purse strings. So you see, this is the nature of the beast. We are subject to the purse strings. The purse strings are the rope that are hanging us. This is the nature. Do we trust this? Do we really want to believe that, regardless of the fact that historically this is a great moment in our country, that a black man may become president, and most likely will from the way it looks? Is this really what we need? Is this the way we need to be doing it? There is a great deal of question in my mind about all of this. I don't believe John McCain is the answer, and I'm not going to vote for him. If I vote for Barack Obama, it'll be because he is the lesser, supposedly, of the two evils. But I'm beginning to have questions as to whether that's true or not, considering how much money from these individual groups of corporations is going into his pocket to run this campaign. Why? My question is, why are these people investing in him unless they have inside information as to the outcome of all of this? If Barack gets in and is assassinated, as a lot of us fear, and they use that assassination to put us under their thumb once and for all, I fear that Mr. Biden, as wonderful a man as he might be, has been traumatized in his life by the loss of a child and a wife, and that it would be very easy for him to be controlled emotionally through this type of a traumatic situation. If any of you are familiar with mind control tactics are best applied to those who have been traumatized by some type of tragedy in their life. There are books and the actual CIA documents that talk about this. So this is actually, I guess, part one of two videos I'm doing. This part is simply about the funding of this campaign. And if you're interested, the next part will be about something a little more different that may lend itself towards the possibilities of a great deception here.